Welcome, one and all. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe if you can subscribe. It'd be great. Uh, please leave a comment. I do read my comments. If you want to, leave me a comment. If you ask me a question, I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. Uh, Especially if it's relevant to either the channel or to the video at hand as well too, or to leave me some feedback as well too. Um, so I'm a Knicks fan, and you know full well what I'm going to be talking about. Basically, um, up 9 points with 30 seconds to go, and like I didn't understand what had happened. I was literally watching it right then and there. I'm like, what the? McBride, I think it was like 8 seconds or 10 seconds to go, and McBride basically they were trying to basically pass the ball around, and McBride holds the ball, and they foul him. I'm like, McBride, why didn't you just pass the ball? Keep passing the ball around before you get fouled out. Before getting fouled, he held on to the ball to get purposely fouled until he go to shoot at the free throw, go to the free throw line basically, and only gets 1 out of 2. I'm like, okay, interesting. Which because by that point, the Knicks, give Dallas the shot to essentially come back and tie. I mean, well, first off, I mean with the last, basically the shot, Luca Doncic basically going to the free throw line, gets the first, misses the second on purpose, somehow gets the rebound, and basically ties the game up at that point. It goes to show how good Luka Doncic is. I think we're witnessing something more of his greatness now. I mean, it's been 4 years. I think we were witnessing how good he is as a player. Um, as a Knicks fan, again, when they were in overtime, first 5 shots were all 3 pointers. I'm like, why? I mean, I know you had the open shots in some of those games, but why? Just go for the easy two basket, basically, because you're all tired at this point. Everyone's tired at this point. You should have just gone for the two, and they didn't. And Doncic, being Doncic, just started going crazy and coming out with a triple double of 60 points and 21 rebounds. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Um, it shows how good of a player he is, to the point where I don't think there's a limit to what he can be. But it does go to show, though, at this point, Dallas letting Brunson go to the Knicks, and as well as letting Kristen Porzingis go to the Wizards. Um, it goes to show that Dallas didn't really value some of the supporting players around Doncic, to the point where how long will Doncic stick around with the Mavs? Will he stick around with the Mavs long enough, or will he pull off a LeBron and go off to another create a super team, basically? I mean, honestly, Dallas did have the players around him. It's just they just didn't utilize them well enough, or they weren't patient enough for it. Uh, Brunson showing how good he really was, and the Knicks did steal him. Basically, they did get a steal out of him, basically. And with Porzingis, I mean, honestly, I didn't think he was going to be this good with the Wizards, but I guess he has to be the number one man. If he was the number two man, I think he doesn't know well how to play as a role player, but still shows maybe he could have worked really well with Doncic, to the point they could have been the new, yeah, they could have been basically the new uh, Stockton and Mailman Malone, or Nash slash Stoudemire with the Suns at the time. I mean, they could have been that in that situation. I don't know. Um, but we did witness. I think we all witnessed, for those who watched the game live, witnessed something truly great, that Doncic is putting a name um, to himself within the league. That he might be the next apparent. Um, we always talk. thought Ja Morant, um, or maybe Zion Williamson. Um, but it could be Luca. Actually, to be honest, Luca could be the person. I mean, Giannis, yes, he's good. He's really good. Is he great as a big man? He's good enough. But if it becomes a physical game, I think he's gonna not do really well. Doncic, I think, can survive in a physical game. If it's a pure physical game, I think he can survive. It seems like Doncic, the way he plays, it feels as though he could actually have played in the '90s and in the '80s as well, so late '80s, '90s basically, where it was all physical, and it was brutal, and that's why I think Jordan. That's why Jordan is Jordan the best, because of the fact that it was all physical and all that stuff. LeBron, people wonder, like, he's great and all, but like, would he have survived that era? I don't think so. Like, look at the way the man gets injured so often that it's like it's a case where, like, if you were physical enough with him, he would not do really well. I think the same thing could be said with Kobe a little bit. I mean, Kobe did emulate his game off of Michael, so he might have survived, and that's why I think if it had to rank it, it would have to be Jordan and then Kobe, not Jordan and LeBron, honestly. But I think in this situation, Doncic, give another 5 more years, I think we'll see that he might surpass LeBron in LeBron in a case where Doncic, being the physical player that it is, and if, like, the NBA allows for physical play to come back again, Doncic should thrive under that. Giannis, I don't think would. John Morant, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. We got to figure that, see that. Zion Williamson, for sure, he would survive on that. Um, Let me know what your thoughts are, basically, about this with Luka Doncic. I mean, like I said, this is something that was something I didn't honestly did not think was going to happen. Being a Knicks fan, I was really pissed off how they let a 9 point lead with 30 seconds to go, practically 30 seconds to go. They just let it slip like that. I mean, Doncic being Doncic, great, but only with the Knicks. Only could this happen to the Knicks, of course. I mean, you had the Reggie Miller with 8 seconds, 8 points with 5 seconds left or 8 seconds left, um, and they score, boom. And in this situation, 9 seconds with 9 points with 30 seconds left, and whoosh. So uh, it seems like Jordan coming back as well, scoring what he did, coming back with 54 points in the Garden. Um, it seems like it only happens in New York, and of course, happening to the Knicks, a New York team, it only gets magnified even up more too. So, but I think this was a good thing for Luca, that I think Cuban's going to recognize now. Is like, we've got to get him players, we've got to surround him with players, and I think they also have to work on their scouting personnel as well too, for draft picks and such, to like seriously surround Luca, because he's 23 right now. You've got a good 5 to 6 years to surround Luca and get him some people, basically. Get him some people to the point where, like, they can get into that championship at that point. I think he needs a big man. I think you need a big man for sure, in Dallas. When I mean big man, I mean someone that can, like, get the rebounds, muscle his way into, like, at least dunk it in, basically, and such. Almost like a sort of Dennis Rodman, Charles Oakley type of person, basically. You're not going to find another Shaq. There's no way you're going to find another Shaq, so don't forget about that. But you need someone like an Oakley or Rodman, basically, specifically a Rodman. If you can get a Rodman, I think he would help out tremendously. This would help out tremendously for Luka, and the Dallas Mavs should go far at that point too. All right. Well, with that, I'll leave it at that. Let me know what you think. Right, put it in the comments. Subscribe again if you wish to subscribe. And that's it. And I'll leave it off as I always leave it off with all my other videos. Unfiltered, unedited, and unrehearsed. Until next time.